This is 2 Minutes Together, a ministry of Central Lutheran Church, Eugene, Oregon. I'm Pastor Ben. This week, in our epistle reading, we have Paul's very short letter to Philemon. And in that letter, Paul is addressing a dispute between Onesimus and Philemon. And I'd like to focus on just one aspect. There's a lot going on in this little letter, but just one aspect. When Paul says, I am sending Onesimus back to you. But he says, I am sending Onesimus, my very own heart, back to you. I'd like to think about that one phrase, that my very own heart. How is Onesimus Paul's heart? And he'll do a similar thing when he talks about Philemon. I'd ask you to do something, and I would remind you that you owe me your very own self. That sounds like a passive-aggressive statement, or this thing about Onesimus being Paul's heart. What's going on here? Well, Paul had an idea of the body of Christ, and he really meant it. He meant that if we are one in the body of Christ together, if the body of Christ is in us together, then we are united as a community, all the way to the point that I am dependent on you. You are dependent on me. Paul never says it, but he easily could have said, and I, Paul, owe my very self to you, Philemon, or to you, Onesimus. I'm also your very own heart. We are all so connected in the one Jesus Christ that we are all living together in love and in God's care. We are God's hands and feet to one another. And that's why in the Lutheran Church, the way we do communion, the way we do it only as communion with everyone. We come forward never just by ourselves, but as one body together. We all partake of the body and blood of Christ. We all confess together our own sinfulness. We all receive forgiveness. We all make the statement, I believe, in the creeds. We are one body, one Lord, one baptism. This is 2 Minutes Together. I'm Pastor Ben.